In this class, we'll be building two separate processes that'll work in tandem: prospect tracking and daily customer wins. We'll begin discussing prospect tracking. First, let's review the business use case for prospect tracking. We assume that the sales team enters their lead or prospect information into the account object of Salesforce.com. The operations team wants to query Salesforce accounts of type prospect and send those responses to the organization tracking system for lead management. In our case, we'll be using a MySQL database. They also want to prevent duplicate prospects from being entered. Let's now take the scenario and break it down into an integration goal for prospect tracking. First, we want to query the Salesforce account object for modified prospect records, which is an account record of the type prospect. As long as this account record does not already exist, we want to insert main account information into the tracking database named orgtrack. We'll address this by adding lookup logic to query the customer table for existing records and route out any records which already exist in the database. As we've just reviewed, our integration scenario for today deals with using Salesforce.com. You may already be familiar with or currently use Salesforce, but you may not. So before our integration, let's take a moment to learn a little bit about Salesforce. So what is Salesforce? Salesforce is an online web-based customer relationship management application accessible from Salesforce.com. Salesforce captures and organizes communications and information for current or prospective customers from many departments across a company. Let's discuss how this review relates to other forms of cloud integration. Similar integration logic and configuration applies for most cloud application connector types built through our connector SDK. So even if you're not familiar with or need to use the Salesforce connector, the concepts we cover in this class can easily be translated into your own business use cases with similar connectors. You can apply the core concepts of this walkthrough to most web integration offered in Atomsphere because the components have the same look and feel. Salesforce offers a sophisticated web API which allows it to react similarly to a standard database system. Not all of the Dell Boomi SDK connectors or APIs have these features available, many do. Before we configure our start shape, let's discuss the core features of the Salesforce connector. It's the main component containing all information needed to connect to a single Salesforce account instance. Like any connector, it's a combination of two components: the connection or the where, which is the sandbox or production URL and integration user login; the operation or the how, which is a query or write action, and the request or response definition. You can establish connectivity to a Salesforce API by creating a reusable Salesforce connection component requiring the following three configurations. The URL. So by default, this contains the production URL path to the Salesforce API, but it can be configured to point to any other Salesforce API endpoint. For example, in our case, we're going to be using the test.salesforce.com. Next is the username. This is the email address of the integration user with the appropriate access rights. And last is the password. This contains a specific encrypted string. It's the user's login password concatenated with the user's security token. The security token can be emailed to the Salesforce user by invoking in Salesforce under Setup, My Personal Information, Reset My Security Token. Okay, now we have a good handle on the scenario and the resources involved. So let's get started building our process. I'll demonstrate the initial steps in creating a new integration, and then you'll complete the activity on your own. We're going to complete three exercises. The first is going to be setting up our folders. The second is downloading process endpoints from the process library. And the third will be viewing the Salesforce read connector. So I'm logged into my Atomsphere instance, my platform training account. And when developing a new integration project, you always want to organize your setup on the Build tab of the Component Explorer by setting up folders to organize the processes and components. This will enable you to configure and store unique process containing the workflow and processing rules for your business scenario. So we're going to begin by creating a new folder to store the processes we're going to be using for our exercises. So we're going to click on the drop-down arrow next to Boomi Training here, and we're going to add a new folder. The folder is going to be for our Developer 1 class we're currently in. So we're going to name this folder Developer 1, and we hit Save. Now what you can see is on the same level as our Boomi Essentials course, you're seeing the Developer 1 course. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a specific folder for the process we're going to be working with. So if we click on the arrow next to Developer 1 and we add a new folder, we're going to call this Prospect Tracking. and we hit save. So now you can see that there is a plus arrow and we can expand our developer one and see that there's now a subfolder prospect tracking. That's going to complete exercise one. We're going to move on to exercise two now. So we're going to open up the process library by clicking on the browse process library at the bottom of the component explorer. So the process library lets you browse, view, and install published processes into your account. We're going to use the process library throughout this class to pull in processes for our activities. In the right column search bar, we're going to enter the class ID, which is dev1. So right over here, we're going to put in dev1, and you can see that the search results are all things that were contained within dev1. So if we scroll down, the one we're looking for is going to be prospect tracking. You will see there's going to be different versions. There's going to be solutions for it. You don't want to load the solution. You're going to want to load the one that just says prospect tracking. So now that we've found the prospect tracking we need, we're going to click on the install button. And we're going to choose the select installation location, which is going to be our newly made prospect tracking folder. So by clicking on that, you're going to see the process name for the local version will automatically be loaded as prospect tracking. So now if we hit the install button, and you can see our installation was successful, and we can view the process or go back to our process library. So if I click view the process, you can see that it has the start of the process that we loaded in, and we have our prospect tracking folder now has the connectors and the process prospect tracking. That's going to finish exercise two. So now we're going to go through viewing the Salesforce read connector. So if we click on our start shape, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can double click on the shape itself, or you can just click on the connection that we're going to be looking at. But for our case, we'll double click on the Salesforce. You can see that the connector type is Salesforce. The action is get, because we have to get information from there. And now we're just going to view the connection. So if you click on the pencil next to it, it'll pop up. And remember, we said there were three things that you needed: the URL, the username, and the concatenated password. We've provided all of these for you for this training exercise. Perfect. So now it's your turn to complete exercises 1 through 3. Remember, the connection component is already configured with the appropriate credentials, so you don't have to make any changes to the connection settings.